Yeah, so we're gonna play mega standard. You know, you hear them done so many different ways. So if it's really standard, it's kind of you're more likely to come up with your own version. And this is Soldier's Joy, and we're gonna start it out and see what happens. The ribbons, you know. A lot of them are from Galax and maybe a couple Mount Airy. Also, well, I don't know where it's, you know, a handful of Fiddler's Conventions. And you can see I got kind of a 10th place thing going recently at Galax. This is just last year, 10th place. 10th place. But yeah, it's Galax, man. It's like, it feels like it's 10th place in the universe, you know?
My dad, he'd always have like friends over and a little band he had, but then they were always picking, you know, after dinner or whatever, so I'd often like fall asleep next to the music or something like that. But it was always around, and my dad was always picking Tony Rice and stuff like that.
We met at a festival down on the Shenandoah River, there at the Watermelon Park campground, and actually met through Willie's younger sister.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, who's very adventurous, and she wandered over into our campsite and was pretty talkative for a 3 or 4 year old, or however old she was, you know. And then eventually her family came looking for her, and we met the family and met Willie all there that weekend. Yeah, I guess you were about, I don't know, you're guessing about 8 years old, something like that?
7 or 8, probably.
Yeah, we've done private lessons here. But you know, the biggest thing is hanging out at festivals together, because teaching one-on-one and doing like lessons is kind of a, it's not the way I learned. It's kind of a luxury to me, and I love doing it because it's like, oh wow, like somebody can just sit down and slowly show you like whatever you want to learn. You know, that just, maybe I could have found that when I was a kid, but more the way I learned was just going to where the music is and being part of a community and really absorbing the music is, it's a good way to learn, and a very traditional way to learn.
But then I remember I had some lessons with a younger fiddler that I met in Galax, Andrew Votes, and I think he lives up in Delaware now. But I remember him showing me this like awesome rhythmic bowing that he'd do, and like jumping all over the place, and like, whoa, that's a whole new field, you know. And I realized the more I like narrow that down, that's with some lessons from Maurice Jones too. I mean, he showed me that, you know, the rhythm is really essential to the type of music that you're playing, and I think that's what characterizes our music.
But with this apprenticeship, we kind of want to focus more on absorbing the music and then reshaping it with our own musicality. It's something about being in the moment and being right with the people in person, to where you catch all the detail and the sound and the feeling. And so, you know, I think one of the things that you know, that's so important about hanging out at the festivals is we're not really, I don't particularly teach things like note for note, because there's you know, each generation, they need to be entitled to their interpretation of it. You know, if you don't allow them that, they're not going to be as interested it's not going to be their thing. It's just going to be something from the past that, you know, I'm forcing on them.
I grew up going to every festival that I could. My dad loved them, I loved them, and even my mom and my sisters would go too. So I mean, I would just go to different jams, and it didn't really matter what they were playing. Genre-wise, I would just go and try to pick up and just kind of learn in that style.
I know Willie's already been in some of the right places to really absorb the music. And so again, you know, you're just hearing some fiddle tune. Like when you go to Galax, you hear the same fiddle tune 100 times, but it's by 100 different people and it's 100 different ways. And so what you end up doing, you don't play any one of those people's versions note for note. You just kind of learn the basic, and when I say learn, you experience the basic melody of that tune, and then later on when you get home, it's not going to be anybody's version note for note, but it's going to be accurate for the tune because you've done heard it 100 times or more. So you know, you've got the basic gist of the melody, and then when you work it out on your instrument, you're relying on your own musicality to kind of fill in the spaces. You know, it's very important to kind of keep the tradition going. So here we go. This is a Cattle in the Cane. I think it is a good thing to, you know, to bring in your influence as long as you have control over it, and like you said, is you have respect for the tradition.
Well, you know, I'll be listening to more modern takes on Irish music. Like I was really into solas, and I was kind of learning the note for note on the guitar what John Doyle was doing. Then I go back to the session, and then you hear some of those things come out, but then you're aware that they're there, and you don't want to overuse them. Can always get better, you know. I think that's what I really want to focus on, and learning the different styles and how to better be aware of, you know, how to express your take on the music as well as the boundaries of that genre, and kind of create your own path for it, I think. And that's what keeps it alive. That's what you know, that's what makes old time not so old, you know.